read Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the funny story of how I got started.
Okay.
When I was about, I got out of university, I was about 28. I moved to Sarnia. Or no, I moved to Toronto, sorry. I got a job doing construction. I was making great money. And I blew my back out. I herniated a disc.
Oh, okay.
So I had to get back surgery.
Yeah.
So the little bit of money I had, I blew through. I sold my stuff. I sold my truck that I had. I had a beautiful truck. I sold it. Really depressed. I ended up having to leave Toronto and move into my father's basement. I ended up buying this house, by the way. He was renting this house. I ended up buying the house. It's a funny story. But anyway, so I'm living in the basement of my dad's rented house in this little damp, gross basement. Depressed, 30 years old. Oh my God, what am I going to do with my life? And then I was watching TV, and this guy came on named Tom Boo. Do you remember a guy named Tom Boo? You're too young.
I think I've read about him in internet forums.
I didn't have all this at first. I started with nothing, less than nothing. In just a few years, I made a fortune. I have everything I ever wanted. You can do the same thing too. And
he was one of the first bunch of guys. There was Carlton Sheets and Robert Allen, and there was a whole handful of Robert Kiyosaki, a handful of those guys that were the original gurus.
Yeah.
So anyway, so he was one of them, and he used to go on the internet all the time. He had YouTube videos when it just started.
Oh, okay.
And he would say,
the house I just bought is worth $500,000 using my own technique. I pay only $285,000. I make $215,000 on this house.
And he'd always be with a bunch of girls in bikinis and stuff everywhere he went, you know. And he had a Rolls Royce, I think. So it was completely ridiculous and over the top. But I watched this video and I thought, yeah, like I can do this. Like I think I can do this. And sure enough, like about a week or two later, I seen on the front lawn of a house it said "For sale, will finance."
Oh.
I thought, this is one of these houses that he's talking about. So I thought it must have been fate that I'd seen this. And I ended up buying that house with little or no money down. It was a rent to own. It cost me, I think, $2,000 or $2,500 I put down on this house. I almost lost that house a few years later. It was very close because I couldn't get a mortgage because I had a student loan that I was still paying off.
Oh, okay.
Of course, they don't tell you that. The gurus don't tell you that stuff, right? But anyway, I almost fell victim to a rent-to-own scam, which is basically what it was.
Yeah.
So I ended up renovating the house, selling the house. I made some pretty decent money on that one, and then I was telling you the story. I bought a flip house right after that. Made some good money on that, and then I took that money and pooled it together. I had $30,000 saved up, and that $30,000 went onto that plaza. I moved into the plaza because I didn't have a house to live in for the first, it was about 6 months, and no, it was about a year, and then I refinanced that property and bought my first house after that, and I bought a house after that, and that's how I got into it. And then I bought about a house a year for 10 years straight.
Oh, okay.
Which in itself isn't a big deal.
And those houses you were burying, those were like the ones that you kind of mentioned you were mainly burying, those 10 houses?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So I had my little construction business. So in like weekends and nights and whatever, I would do like one house, or like it was like a duplex or triplex, but it was one house, one property a year, and I did that for 10 years. Because they say, if you buy a house a year for 10 years, you're going to be a millionaire. Well, it turns out after 10 years of doing this, I was definitely not a millionaire. You end up with 10 properties that are refinanced up to about 70% is what you end up with. Which is great that you own 10 properties, but you don't have any money.
Yeah.
You have 10 properties that are yours.
Yeah.
But no cash flow. So you still need your job. And the situation I found myself in was basically that. That was like I've been doing this about 13 years now. So after 10 years, I realized if I continue to do the same strategy, I'm going to be broke forever, right?
Yeah.
And probably in another 5 or 10 years, I could probably start selling off or whatever some of these other properties. But essentially, you're broke for the first 20 years. Unless you're in a market that's really going up fast. So that's why I got into flipping.
Interesting.
I've been doing flipping for 2 years, steady, and the first year was okay. I would say I probably broke even. I can give you a whole slew of reasons why you could fail. Over renovating, not budgeting properly, hidden surprises. You know, I mean, that property there where I said, you know, the house the little house on the back of the property, I'm thinking, you know, this is going to add to the value of about 20 grand.
Yeah.
And then finding out, okay, you can't save this. All of a sudden it's 10 grand to get rid of this stupid house because it had hydro going to it, gas going to it, right? It was a little house. So to get rid of all that stuff, they had to dig it out. They had to dig it down 2 feet,
to get everything.
in. Oh God, it was horrible. So that 20 grand, which I thought was going to be a plus, ended up at 10,000 minus.
Yeah.
So in the grand scheme of things, that's 30,000 that really actually just changed, right? So little things like that, but you know, I would recommend if you're going to get into the flipping game, is just to start with small cosmetic flips.
Yeah.
Right, and that's the way to go. You might only make 5 or 10 grand, but it's a hell of a lot safer.
Yeah.
Because I was in renovations my whole life, basically, I pretty much was, well, and plus I've not flipped, but I've done the BRRRR thing on 10 other buildings. So I thought, how hard can this be? So I was a little cocky. So for the first year, I think, like I said, I probably made maybe 20 grand, 30 grand.
Yeah.
I'm hoping this year, I had a couple of I took some big lumps this year too, but I think I'm going to finish strong. Like I flipped about 5 houses already, and I think I'm about breaking even at this point. But my next 4 or 5 flips all look like winners.
Oh, okay,
so,
yeah.
So I think I'm going to finish strong for this year.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, and then next year I'm hoping to flip 15 houses next year, and all 15 I plan on doing really good budgets. Watching where I spend the money. I mean, my systems are getting tighter and tighter and tighter.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
that's
I'm hoping
cool.
from here on in it's going to be all. You know, I mean, you never guarantee anything.
Yeah.
But if you follow systems carefully, you really.
So have you just slowly built your systems based on experience mainly, or?
Well, I don't know if when I first started doing it, I honestly don't know if it was my own laziness. I mean, you have to know what you're good at. Remember that thing I was telling you about? You can't teach a fish to climb a tree. I don't think I took stock of what I was actually good at. I'm fantastic at finding deals, because that's the thing I love doing the most.
Yeah.
Paperwork is sort of my kryptonite.
Yeah.
And rather than hiring someone to do my paperwork, or I would just not do it. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, I can get around it, and you can't. You can't. You have to. If you can't do something, or you're not good at it, you better find somebody who is good at it and have that person on your team.
Yeah.